Hello, everyone. Welcome to the squad. This is the Park Squad Pod, a podcast where four friends catch up and chat about all things Disney, day-to-day life, and more. My name is Brandon, and I'm your host for today's episode, and I'm here with the rest of the squad.
I'm Heidi.
I'm Tommy.
And I'm Haley.
So welcome to episode 2, and episode 2 is going to be the perfect Disney Park Day draft, which is so exciting. Also, if you missed episode 1, go and check out that episode. It's on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube. You can see and learn more about the squad and kind of hear how we met and why we started this podcast. But we thought this was a fun second episode because we can just kind of talk about our Disney favorites in a unique and different way, and that is a draft. And if you're not familiar with the draft, basically we're going to go through 6 different rounds. We're going to each draft something from a category, and I'll go over those in 1 second, and we'll see at the end who has the best, I guess, sort of assembled team, in a way. So the categories that we have for today are a ride, we have a snack, a meal, a nighttime show or parade or a stage show. Then we also have a store and a snack. Did I say that? A snack?
And a meet and greet.
Meet and greet.
Meet and greet, yep.
There we go. Meet and greet was the last one. But yeah, 6 different rounds. How we're going to do this, which maybe most people don't do a draft, is each round you can take whatever. We're not going to go round 1 is a ride, round 2 is a snack. It's just whatever you want to take. So if you want to kind of come in there with a strong pick and steal a parade right away, you go for it and do that. So we are going to see what the order is. We thought it's more fun to do it live here with everyone on the call. So Tommy's going to do the honors of telling us the order.
I have our names. I think if you're watching on YouTube, you can see I put them in alphabetical order. And
Fair
I'm
is
going
fair.
to randomize
Very
them
official.
right now.
It's a cutthroat game.
The order is Haley number 1,
Oh.
myself number 2, Heidi number 3, and Brandon number 4.
Tell me what order.
Wow.
You are
I'm
number
stressed.
1.
Yep.
I'm number 2. Heidi is number 3, and then Brandon is going to get the snake.
Wow. Last pick. So this is, again, this is kind of, we had talked about this off the air, that round 1, pick 1 is kind of the goated, most important pick of the draft, in our opinion.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm kind of going back and forth now that I'm 1-1. I didn't think there was a
I'd be
chance I was
sprinting.
1-1.
I'd be sprinting to take something at 1-1.
Me
Yeah, but I'm
too.
happy with, because we talked about earlier that
Mhm.
1-1's definitely going to be a ride. That's kind of what makes
Right.
a Disney day. But I'm kind of happy with my other ones. But
No, I mean, if you can get ride value later.
no, I'm going to go 1-1. I'm going to draft my ride first. It's a favorite of all of ours.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We've been on it countless times together, and I'm going to go with Guardians first.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I think
Yeah, that
that's
was-
the fitting pick.
That was
I had to
definitely
do
gonna
it.
be, that was definitely going to be mine. I think it's by far and away the best ride at Walt Disney World.
Yeah.
So
I
So
won't say. I won't make a comment.
What do you mean? That's yeah,
I'm not.
I
I'm
feel
not gonna say anything.
no, but I'm saying that that has
That's
to be
respectful.
the easiest number 1 of any
Yes.
draft of all time.
Any
to me
person's gonna
would
pick
be
that.
that's
Yeah.
the goated.
especially for us four, it's practically a foundation of our friendship. At this
correct.
point.
Yeah, it's a cornerstone
Yeah.
of our
I
friendship.
was gonna say, how many pictures do you think that we have on that ride?
Too many.
At least 15.
Yeah,
The
there's
math ain't
probably
mathing.
a ton.
Easily
The math
15,
ain't
I
mathing
think.
with
Yeah.
Whoops.
Well,
But no, I
So-
would have felt like I didn't do my due diligence and responsibility of being the
Right.
first pick to not go with Guardians. So that's my 1-1, and hopefully it holds strong in the end.
there we go. Guardians off the board.
Yep.
All right. Where are you going?
Yeah, I'm going back and forth a little bit. I don't think I have a ton of depth in the stage show parade nighttime spectacular round. So I am going to go there, but I may not be going where people think I'm going. I'm going to go with the Festival of Fantasy Parade. at Magic Kingdom.
Oh,
I think that, it being in the park is a big thing. I think it's
Yeah.
such an ordeal whenever it rolls through the park. It sort of stops everything in its tracks and you can't help but watch. And the dragon is a showstopper when it's breathing fire. There was definitely a different way I could have gone with this. It would have been a little
I'm
dirty. We
shocked,
talked about it a
yeah.
little bit pre-pod,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm content with the Festival of Fantasy Parade. It's something that is, even if we go to Magic Kingdom and don't do anything else, that's something that we do every single time we're there.
That's cool.
So it wouldn't, necessarily feel right. It's like a non-miss for me, for us.
I feel
at
like
this
it's
point.
another cornerstone of our friendship. We've got our ride spot.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
a dedicated spot to watch this parade, so it doesn't feel right to take it if I have the chance, and I was afraid
Gloves
that
are
it wasn't
still
going to
on,
get back
though.
to me.
I
Yeah, the
thought you
glass-
were gonna get dirty.
Yeah, I
So
thought
did I.
about it, but it wasn't worth risking our friendship over. No, I'm just kidding.
End of the
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah, the podcast is
We made it
over after
2 episodes.
episode 2, 5 minutes in.
Now I don't know what to do. It's my turn.
Yep,
Yep.
you're up.
Yeah.
Well, your first draft.
Because I wasn't expecting that.
Me neither.
So now I'm like, I don't know if I should do something that will get someone upset. But
And that someone is most likely me. Let's
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
real. Because this is what I thought the whole time. And we'll see if you take it. But if you just go make your pick and then I'll do
but then
my
I don't want
chatter.
someone to take my other thing that I
Well,
was going to.
That's
That's
the
the
that's
risk.
the price you gotta
You
pay.
you get to pick right after Brandon, so it's not like you have to wait all the way
Yeah,
around.
that's true.
But
Oh,
I
Brandon
could,
gets 2 picks
Yeah.
and then you're
I
You
next.
get the second pick
but-
of the next round. So
but
you
I
don't have
could
to wait
take
a
it
ton,
from you,
but
who
Brandon might.
So you
scoop
only
it
have
back, who
you only
knows?
have the risk of Brandon taking your pick.
revenge.
No,
He just
I'm
goes
gonna-
totally off his list.
Yeah, are you gonna go off your list?
I don't know.
Should I do it?
Depends on what you do.
Okay, I'm gonna do it.
Wow.
The reason I'm gonna do it is because this was the category where like I didn't feel strongly like about an alternative, and I feel bad that it's your like strongest thing, but I don't feel strongly about any other thing that I could take, so I have to take this one
It makes
because the
sense.
opportunity is here.
Yeah.
And I'm taking Phantasmic.
Wow.
That's
Sorry,
where I thought
Brandon.
you were going.
It was
I
tough.
have to do
almost
it.
did.
Because in my opinion, which Brandon will agree, it's the best nighttime show
I agree.
at Disney World. There's so much to it, like the depth of it, and with the new upgrades, like it just gets you fired up. Like
Yeah. And for those that don't know, like why that I
Yeah.
care so much about it was Phantasmic was one of my merchandise locations on my Disney Cultural Exchange program.
mhm.
So I'm very like sentimenty about
Emotionally tied.
about Phantasmic, but that's fair.
I'm sorry,
I respect it,
I had to do it.
and I'm not gonna steal your pick because that's not one of my favorites. Okay, so I guess I get 2 back to back here.
Yep.
You get the
And I have a
second.
lot of different ways that I can go. And I feel like kind of like we have said, the like nighttime / parade / show doesn't have much depth, in my opinion. I
Mhm.
know that there's a heavy hitter out there that people love. It's not one of my favorites. So I'm going to stay true to myself. And I'm going to take this one here with my first pick. And it's a parade. And it's going to be Boo to You, which we talked about that we could take things that like exist
one,
in
yeah.
the park even
Yeah.
if they're holiday. I of course could have taken Happily Ever After, which I'm sure will get taken here potentially, but it's just not my favorite. I like Enchantment more, which is a
Yeah.
hot take.
Yeah,
So I'll do
That is a
Boo to
hot
You.
take.
Yeah.
Hot take. It's like Boo to You is
over the
iconic.
Christmas party.
Yes, I like Boo to You
Wow.
Parade the best. I think that it's very close for me with the one that Tommy took. I think that they're both right there. But for me, Boo to You is just like so fun. The song is so catchy. It's very like spooky and eerie. So for me, that's gonna be my like parade nighttime show.
Nice.
And then I guess I'm gonna go. Maybe with which this is kind of random with Store because I feel like I want to
Okay.
get a Store off the bat.
Yeah, there's not too many.
No, that is an iconic store and is one that I picked up a shift out of my location. It's the store to me that is the most Disney and gets me in the mood when I go to the park, and that is the Emporium. I feel like that store has a lot to it. There's like a lot in there, so many different sections. It's just like the vibe of being at Disney and at that park. So
Yeah.
for me, I know that there's some rides maybe that like are heavy hitters. Maybe they won't get taken, but I'm going to take both of those right away.
Nice.
Yeah, I feel like the Emporium, even though I don't tend to buy things from there, we always walk through
Always.
it, so it is
Yeah.
definitely like a stalwart of a trip to Magic
Yeah,
Kingdom.
it's
Is you gotta
quintessential Main Street.
you gotta stroll through the Emporium at least once. So I definitely wasn't expecting store to go that early, but I think if you're gonna
Yeah.
pick a store, I think that makes the most sense.
There's
right?
only a handful that are worth picking in a
That's-
draft. I think that's probably
Yeah.
number one.
Exactly. That's kind of how I felt. If I'm gonna get stuck with like my fourth store
Mhm.
option that I don't have written down, I'd be kind
Yeah.
of stuck.
Fair.
Buck also wanted to put his 2 cents in. So if you hear some
Yeah.
barking, that's his opinions
that's
on
our
it.
dog. Yeah.
There you go. But Heidi, you're up next
Okay.
with a pick.
So I'm going to pick Ride.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm going to pick actually my top ride that I would have picked. And I'm going to pick Flight of Passage because I always go back and forth with like when people ask me what my like favorite ride is at Disney. It's hard for me to pick because I have like 3 like rides that I love. And I know that like Guardians is like, in my opinion, it's like actually the best ride, like overall. But for me, like I am not like a Marvel stan like through and through. Like I enjoy watching it, but I'm not like one to like know everything about Marvel. So I feel like it's more like I have a closer connection to Avatar, so I have to pick Flight of Passage.
Makes
And I love
sense.
Flight of Passage. Like when I ride
You
it,
cry.
I literally cry. So I'm picking it.
No, I think that's a good spot right
a great
behind
pick.
Guardians either way. I don't
Yeah.
like, even if, I don't know, you don't have an emotional attachment to Avatar, which you clearly do, I still think that that's, you know, right up there. I really think I think it's closer than, you know, I think people even realize. I think it's so good. It's such a good ride.
Yeah, it's worth the wait. Like there,
Mhm.
it's
For
always
sure.
one that has a wait, and it's one of the few rides that I genuinely think is worth the wait, especially if you haven't been before.
The
Yeah.
first
And
time
I
is like,
think-
yeah, crazy.
Like it's also probably the clearest, maybe to me, like a rope dropper. I feel like that's out of any park, that's
true.
like a very clear rope dropper. I'm sure that there's others that people would pick like other parks, but in terms of like Disney World in general, I feel like that's probably people's top pick for like a rope drop.
Yeah, I also think that it's probably the most worth your money paid
True.
Yeah.
lightning
Oh,
lane
yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
I definitely think it's worth getting up and paying for that if that's
That's
something
true.
you want to do.
Yeah, we did that with my parents, and after my parents got home, my mom texted me like 3 days later, just Avatar in all capital letters. Like I was flying, like it like blew her mind. So,
Yeah.
it's definitely deserving.
It's a great pick.
Yeah.
You've got a strong 2 right now, Heidi.
Yeah.
Thank
that
you.
is-
Yeah.
Thank you.
That Phantasmic, I'm still kind of
Knew
sad
it was
about
coming.
it, but
Sorry.
I knew that it was coming from either one of Tommy or Heidi.
Yeah.
Had to
it's
happen
going
when Tommy
early.
didn't do it.
And of
I
course
knew
it
you were
was
gonna be too
Heidi.
nice.
Nah, I like Festival of Fantasy a lot.
No, it's a good pick. All right. Next
All right,
up is
Tommy's turn.
Yeah. This one is tough. Like part of me thinks I should go ride up top, but I have 2 left and I'm pretty content with either. And I think that the one that I prefer might be safe. So I'm not going to do ride. I'm going to audible and I'm going to go straight to snack.
Okay.
Mhm.
And for snack, I'm going to be going with the I Lava You Float from Sunshine Tree Terrace.
Nice.
It's like there's an orange Dole Whip with like a red
Strawberry Fanta.
Yeah, strawberry Fanta.
Yeah.
That's what it is, and some
Ooh.
Pop Rocks on there. It's a nice, refreshing treat. You grab that, you grab your spot for Festival of Fantasy, and that's how could you take it any better from there?
That's what you've got in your pick right now.
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm
you can do
saying.
both of those.
That's what I'm
Sounds like a
saying.
good day to me.
It is a strong day. All right. Back to me. I've got 2 picks now.
Yeah, you go back. To
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's tough because I don't have to pick stage show anymore because you guys have all picked show
Yeah,
or
true.
parade.
Yep.
So I can kind
True.
of save that.
Oh yeah.
I think I'm going to go meal next.
Mm.
Nice.
It's another one. A lot of these you're going to find are cornerstones of our friendships. I'm going to go with the Nutella and fruit waffle from Sleepy Hollow
Nice.
Refreshments as our meal,
Classic.
specifically eaten in the hubgrass.
Beautiful.
Oh,
So
look at
it's
that.
just there's so much going on there that I feel like you can't really do wrong with that meal.
Yeah, it's the best possible breakfast.
Oh, it's
It
like
is.
easily, it's a cornerstone, like you said, of a Magic Kingdom day. Has to happen.
It has to. So now I have pick 2.
Mhm.
So my
Yeah.
third pick, I'm gonna go meet and greet next.
Whoa,
We're not huge, only because I think
I don't know. You said meat great.
I am.
Yeah. Pretty
Ah,
confidently, too.
Okay, all right, all right. So I'm
Tommy's
gonna go
locking it
meet and
down.
greet next. We're not huge meet and greeters over here on the American side of the podcast,
No.
but Donald's Dino Bash.
Mm.
When he's there, and sometimes Chip and Dale are there, but specifically Donald in his Dino Bash gear at Animal Kingdom is just
Cute.
one of my favorites. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go
That's
with
a good
that
one.
Yeah, the Dino Bash was something that kept coming up when I was looking at different stuff because it is such a good outfit set and it is like a
It's so
fun
cute
little character. Yeah, it's
and
adorable.
specific.
Yeah, R.I.P.
Yeah.
Dino Land.
Seriously.
Yeah,
Seriously.
sad.
Wow.
Whose turn is it now?
Next
It
up
is Tommy.
next.
Sorry.
Tommy, yeah.
Yeah.
Tommy.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely put Ride Off for as long as I can. I think at this point,
And Brandon may be battling it out for your ride.
I know,
now.
seriously. Yeah, this one is tough. I think I'm gonna go meal as well and just get all of my food out of the way.
Nice.
And my meal is something that really stands out when I think about food, and I'm gonna go with the poke nachos at the Yak and Yeti restaurant, Animal
Oh.
Kingdom.
Great pick.
It's I
Yeah.
feel like it's not super popular. It's popular in certain circles, but I feel like if it's one of those things where if you know, and if you're into poke at all, it's like right up your alley. It's a slam dunk for me.
Yeah, this
so-
is definitely a low key recommendation.
yeah.
I'm also laughing because Heidi is like in the crowd. That I remember we went to Yak and Yeti, and Heidi was not.
I am not a foodie.
I don't even know like
You're
what
new
you
here.
had. You had like some
I
kind
had
of orange or
rice
teriyaki
and
chicken or
And
something.
teriyaki chicken, and I was having a very hard time at Yak and Yeti.
And Heidi, after I'm pretty sure, said to me, "Can I stop at Flame Tree on the way out of the park to go to the mac and cheese?"
Yeah. Oops. That's okay.
That's a good
No,
pick,
it's not
Tom.
for everyone.
No,
That's
yeah,
what he
it
said.
is. It is
I
very
love
much.
that.
You have
Circles.
to be into poke, or else it's like, why would you ever eat that?
Yeah.
But I am very much into poke, and I'm very
They're
much
very
into putting it on top of wonton nachos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also
Fried
will
roast
say
chicken.
that Haley and Tommy have expanded my Disney
Palette.
palette for sure. With those, I had like the duck bao buns. Like, there's so many things that they've kind of
Introduced
gotten
you.
me into, and I'm very happy with that because I'm a very traditional kind of in that way with you, Heidi, where like you like what you like and we just go to those places. But when I'm with Haley and Tommy, they kind of like pull me onto the other side of the like palette, which is
Yeah,
fun.
we're definitely into choosing what sounds the most interesting or foreign and then kind
Mhm.
of going there. And sometimes it bids well and sometimes it bodes not so well. We've had like dried crab from
Ooh.
the store in the China Pavilion. Not great.
Yeah.
Wouldn't recommend that, but
But at least
happy
you
to
tried
get you
it.
onto poke nachos for
Yeah.
sure.
It can
Yeah.
be very hit or miss, but when you hit, you have to sort of spread it out as far as you can. You got to spread the good word.
You can't gatekeep
No,
Disney.
no gatekeeping.
No.
No, yeah. The only thing that I was gonna say that I'll gatekeep on is our parade spot, which again we may share like in the future, but if we're there, like it's tough. That's kind of like
Yeah,
our
you
favorite
gotta
spot.
leave it for us if we're in the parks. But
Yeah,
if we're not, it's
unwritten
totally
rules.
yours.
Yeah, if we're not there, then it's open
Free game,
but-
yeah.
Yeah. Like, and I guess that I'll kind of say it. Everybody like in their car, like or at home is like, what's the spot? It's over in Liberty Square, like literally by the bell where the pop cart stand is. There's like a
The
little
turn.
narrow little turn where they have a little like rope and you can fit probably how many people there? 6 people?
Yeah.
Maybe there. Like, and it's perfect. Characters come right by, but if we're there, like Haley said, that's
Leave
like
it for us.
Yeah,
Just
Yeah,
do the
please.
right
If you see
thing.
us walking up, you kind of have to be like, okay,
Oh,
cool.
sorry, didn't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the knowing wave. Yeah, it's just that's kind of.
But I will, for the cast members' sake, please don't go under the rope.
Yes.
They will take it off for
Preach it.
you, or just go near the popcorn cart. Don't
Yeah.
climb under or over
There's
ropes
a
at
ton
Disney
of room
World.
to like slide through. Yeah, you don't need to be messing with the ropes.
Yeah.
It's bad
Yes.
form.
Mhm.
Just for them. But it is a great spot, and the dragon always stops there, and when
Yeah.
she's doing her fire, it's there. So it is a great spot if we are not in the parks.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
a
as
good
long
one.
as we're not there.
All
Yeah.
right, we're on to Heidi's pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I for a second got a bit confused when I was looking at what I picked because I know we had talked about like stage show and stuff, but we're not doing
Yeah.
that. So I gotta stay
Well-
focused here. So I am going to do I'll do store next because
Nice.
store is a weird one where it's like niche, and I don't think that anyone will pick this, but you never know. So I'm gonna pick it. So I'm gonna pick, I think it's called, I looked this up. Wind Traders Shop at Pandora. Is that what it's
Nice.
called?
Yes,
Can
it
someone
is.
confirm? Okay.
Wind Traders, yeah.
So you can tell there's a little bit of a theme going on with what I've been choosing. That I really like Pandora. So that's all I will say.
But you also love that store. Like every time we
Yeah.
come off the ride, you look at every corner, every
I
area.
know I'm like hunting for like
You've
what
oftentimes
new
have
little...
gotten something from there too, which is fun. You always do it.
You
yeah,
got
like
a
little
banshee,
deep
didn't
dive.
you, recently?
I did.
Yeah.
Yes. Love that.
Very
Do
cool.
recommend that.
Nice choice, Heidi. I love
Thank
it.
you.
Sticking on theme.
Mhm.
Very on brand for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, super cohesive. Yeah.
And then I guess it's now me back to back again.
Back
Yep.
to back.
Right.
it
So
away.
okay. I'm kind of the same as Tommy with like the ride thing where I want to hold it off, but then I'll kind of maybe be sad if mine gets taken, but we will cross that bridge once we get to it. And I'm just gonna take a snack off the board because I feel like it's just my most like favorite and iconic, and it's very simple, but it's Disney popcorn.
Oh yeah.
So simple, so basic, but again, like I genuinely have a hard time if I don't get a popcorn because it's just like such an easy thing. Like watch a parade, you can have the popcorn, you can like put the lid on, take it with you, then open it up in a queue if you want. You can sit on the Skyliner or the bus with it and just eat it. And like something about that popcorn is just way better than a traditional popcorn. I don't know what it is.
Absolutely.
It's just so good. So I had to go with that one, which I don't know like if that was on anybody else's radar.
It's a very
Oh.
Brandon pick, I
It
think.
wasn't. Yeah, I mean, we didn't used to be popcorn people, but
Until
I think
you
you've
guys.
recently converted me where it is. It's nice to have, like you said, like you just, wanting a little salty snack. You pop the lid open, you grab a couple handfuls, you pop it back on.
Yeah.
And there's
horrible.
no
That's-
popcorn
it's
anywhere
the
like
snack
it. Like
thing.
you said it. Like
No.
it's different than
it's unique.
everywhere
It's
else.
definitely unique. Yeah, it's not the same as like a movie theater popcorn or anything like that. It's got a certain je ne sais quoi to it for sure.
I'm
Brandon's looking at my notes.
no, because Heidi's writing
out here
something like
stealing.
no,
I
I
get
think
the
that
idea.
Heidi's trying to like write me a note of like
No.
she's talking to me by letter.
No, I'm writing something down.
I
Passing
don't know.
notes
It
in
seems
class?
like you guys are in
I don't
cahoots
know.
over
Yeah.
there.
Like in
Should we
class
be
and
worried?
she- Passing a
Maybe.
note
Yeah,
for
maybe
me
we
to
should
read.
have teamed up.
No, it's because I thought of something and then I thought, ooh, I have a new answer for something, so I was writing it down so I wouldn't forget.
Don't worry,
And then
Heidi. I'm
you're
very
staring at my notes.
set
Things
in
are
my
getting
ways.
dicey over
I know,
there.
seriously.
No,
the
no,
no.
gloves didn't even
It-
go off yet, and things are
It's
getting
ever since you
contentious.
took Phantasmic, the gloves are off.
Yeah, exactly.
Fair game now.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point.
Yeah, but I'll also say, like for me, we have like a few popcorn buckets, and Heidi like always gets upset if I want like a new one. I don't have any of like the crazy like out there ones that are super cool, just like the basic ones. But now like I've gotten better at like I often go get that refill.
Remembering.
It's a good deal. $2.25 refill,
Remembering.
very good snack. So popcorn's off the board again. Wasn't on like anybody's radar, but was for me. And I'm then going to now take meet and greet because I think that there is a meet and greet at the parks that's very like special to me and to us as friends, and I think is the best place like to me where you can meet this specific character, and that will be the Mickey at Epcot in the back by Figment, whatever that area is called.
Mhm.
It's like the Pixar shorts are back
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
but I'm going to take Epcot Mickey because it's inside. Nobody knows about it, so you have tons of time with Mickey. You get so many good pictures. Like we had a moment there where we got engaged, like that trip, and he took like pictures with us holding our arms out as a heart. We got like pictures with you guys, individual. Like
Mhm.
there's so much time there, and I just think that Mickey there, it's like the AC or something maybe, but he just has a great time there. So that's got to be my pick easily
Yeah.
for character.
And they really let you like take your time at that one. I find the other one in like the main
Yeah,
one in
Town
Magic
Square
Kingdom,
Theater. Yeah.
they're like really pumping you through there. Whereas this one, like they have fun with it.
Yeah, like, and I'll also say for me, a big thing for character meet and greets, which again, like Haley and Tommy said, they are maybe not. We are very like
You
I
are.
say me. I love character meet and greets because I just think that it's so fun. I go meet them alone, like on my like college program. I would go and stick like a camera in their face and chat with them and stuff because I just think that it's so fun. But like at that one, I just love that it's an actual like a photo pass person,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and like you said, they take
That's
your time. Whereas the Town Square Theater one is like the boxed
Oh my
camera,
gosh.
and I don't like that as much.
Yeah.
That is something I think that they should work on removing. I think that having the PhotoPass photographer there makes the interaction as well.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Otherwise, like sometimes it's just like, I don't know, the top of your head's cut off or like it's awkward like
Yeah.
positioning because
Yeah.
it's just snapping photos at random times.
yeah,
I
like,
was gonna say I was like trying really hard to think of what the best Mickey spot was because I think that would be a good
Yeah.
thing to have like in my pocket. And I think you picked the best one because
Mhm,
yeah, the
I
one
agree.
Mhm.
at Town Square is not great. Like I don't really like it that much, so I didn't put it on there. But I was really struggling to think of what the best one is. But I think that is really good, and it being inside is definitely
It's
huge as
huge.
well. You get to
Mickey's feeling
compose
refreshed.
Yeah, you get to
Yeah.
compose yourself before getting in front of the camera.
yeah, like, and I just think, like I said before, there's not a line, so I feel like you can take more time because it's very like more personal there. Whereas with like the box, like they're trying to get people quickly through because it is like sometimes an hour wait for that Mickey, which makes sense. But I just think for me, that's like easily my favorite meet and greet spot.
I think it's a great choice.
Yeah, that was a good pick.
Mhm.
Next up is back to
Okay.
you, Heidi.
Yep, back to Heidi.
Mhm. Okay, I think I'm gonna do meet and greet next.
Nice.
I have two written down, but I'm going to pick one.
Yes.
Obviously, I have to. So I'm gonna pick, which I don't know if this is still gonna be a meet and greet, which I hope it is, but Big Al, Country Bear,
When they walk around.
when they walk around.
Yeah.
It's been my dream to get a picture with just Big Al because on our last trip we saw him as well as one of his friends at Epcot, and I got a picture with both of them, but I felt bad just asking for a picture with Big Al, and now I don't have a picture with just Big Al, so like I'm really sad about it. And I always wanted to like catch, which I don't know if they still do too, but like that little like hoedown.
Yeah, the
Thing.
thing.
Mhm.
Frontierland, yeah.
So I don't know if that like counts, but like I'm just lumping it all together. I'd love to meet Big Al, take a photo,
Yeah.
and do a hoedown there.
That counts because they're always out there roaming around. Like they roam before the parade to get you all hyped up.
Yeah.
And they
just go
wave from the top.
wave from the top. They go peeking like whatever that like Golden Horseshoe restaurant
Yeah.
is. They're always peeking in there. That makes sense. That's a good
Yeah.
one for you.
Thanks.
And I think they'll keep them around. I think that
Oh,
it's
for
important
sure.
that that's why they're not like overhauling the whole thing.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think your dreams of meeting Big Al can be a reality.
safe.
For
No,
sure.
yeah,
I
I
hope
think if
so.
they were going to get rid of them, they would be totally retheming the Country Bears, but they're just kind of revamping it. So yeah, they'll be around for sure.
You'll get your meet and greet one
Nice.
day.
Thank you.
It'll
One
happen
day.
for you.
All right, Tommy's fourth pick.
Yeah, I'm down to my last three, and all of these three, I don't really feel strongly about a specific order. So I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go store.
Okay.
Store is something that I struggled on, and I think throughout Walt Disney World, there are some places that have like dual stores, like right across the way, and I don't always remember which one is which. So I might be totally blundering this. But I'm going with the Port of Entry store at Epcot. There, like I said, there are a pair of stores right in kind of the middle of the World Showcase. And I think this one, it's not the biggest. It doesn't have a huge selection. It's not an emporium where it's sort of like rows upon rows of stuff. But I feel like every time I go in there, I find at least one thing where I either make a purchase or I am severely tempted to make that purchase. So out of that alone, and it might be, just like a personal taste thing, but I feel like whenever I'm in there, I'm always instantly kicked into like shopping mode, which is not always the case at every other store. Sometimes I go into a store and I'm just like, I need, not any more knickknacks. So, but yeah, Port of Entry is always one that there's something that grabs me and tries to depart me with some money. But yeah, that's one. That's the one I'm going with. But store is definitely one I struggled on a little bit. But
yeah, I think that's a great choice. But I do get the two confused.
Yeah, the other one's like World.
Yeah, like I'm trying to think because I know that one of them right now is more like Marvel stuff right now, kind of sort of thing, and then the other one had like the Vault collection and kind of those things more. So I think that you're probably right, Tommy. I think the Port of Entry seems right.
I think I am, but it's very possible that I just totally bricked that pick and I picked the other one by mistake. But that's sort of the
might ruin your Disney day.
Sort of
with the Marvel store instead.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Yeah, one is like
risky,
Marvel and like toys, and then the other is like Quiet Storm. Is that what's the clothing brand?
Outdoor Voices.
Outdoor Voices.
Yes, Outdoor Voices.
I got some nice
that
shorts.
one.
Like I've gotten a shirt there. That's stuff that I really like.
But things you like don't find anywhere else.
Yeah, exactly. Which is like impossible to find
ones.
at even the bigger stores. So that's why I went with.
Nice pick.
Port of Entry.
All right, over to me for a back-to-back pick. Mine, I feel like I'm pretty safe in them not getting picked, but we're kind of getting down to the end, so we've got to
pick them at some point.
Exactly. I will go with my snack, and it's one that I think might be polarizing to people, but it is the candied bacon skewer from Westward Ho in Frontierland.
Wow.
It technically is sold like a meal. I wish that it weren't. It's sold with a bag of chips.
It comes from a stand, though. Which
it does come from a stand.
It's a gray area. I think we'll allow it.
But it's so good. It's just like a big, giant, thick cut piece of fatty bacon that is candied and like put on a stick and sold.
Yeah,
Heidi, was that on your list?
No, definitely not.
I didn't think so.
I usually don't like thick cut pork like that, but for some reason, I don't know if it's the candied aspect or just even the way that they prepare ahead of time. It's really good.
It's real good.
It's real good.
I don't
Salty,
know that I've had
sweet.
that.
We'll have to remedy that.
Initiate.
Yeah. Yes, sounds like it's on like my palate for sure.
Yeah. And like, I don't know if you're like a crispy bacon only person, but if you like pork belly where it's like a little bit fattier, it's real good. And I think it's $9.99 for that and a bag of chips.
Some Lay's chips. Yeah, I'm usually crispy only, but this one, forces an exception.
Yeah. All right. My next pick. So I've got what left? Store and show. So show can't be taken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Store also can't be taken. So it doesn't really matter.
Just whatever you want to do.
The store that I'm going with is kind of in the same thing where there's two right across from each other, and I, in my brain, kind of mush them together. Yep. But my favorite shopping is always done at Animal Kingdom.
Yes.
So I'm going Discovery Trading Post.
Very
That's
nice.
my favorite. It feels it's like really big.
Yeah.
It has different sections that I feel like some is like pins and mugs and knickknacks, and then some you can get down to into like lounge flies and actual like I don't know Dooney and Burks and like higher end things.
I had that one. I had that one on my list too.
It was not on my list, but it's a good pick.
Is that the good one? Because I wrote down the other one.
You did the other
I wrote
one.
down Island Mercantile, but I don't remember which one is which.
I think that when you walk into the park, that Island Mercantile is on the right. Or the left, sorry. That's what I mean. On the left.
On the left.
Is on
the one that
where the character drawing is on the outside near where we took that picture.
Yeah, you picked the right one. I would have picked the wrong one. Good thing I
Good pick.
Yes.
Back to Tommy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And like you said, it is like super segmented where you can find like mugs at one end of the store and then like Vault collection and lounge flies and stuff like that at the other end. So it's nice to have that range.
Yeah.
That's true that like as well though that like that park has a lot of good, I think, shopping that's maybe underrated. Like
I
there's some
think
bigger
it's
stores.
sneaky the best shopping
Yeah.
at Disney, like in
I
a
would
park.
agree.
And they have really cool stuff too, like and like different kind of like hidden gems where they like sell like stuff that's
Yeah,
like
and like park
themed to
specific
Authentic.
Animal
Mhm.
Kingdom themed
Yeah.
things, which is cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and even over near the safari where they sell that corn,
Yes.
Yeah.
they have their National Geographic line,
Yeah.
and their things are sold there. And so, like you said, like it just has some unique shopping that you really can't get anywhere else.
Yeah, I got some cheap T-shirts from there. It was awesome.
Mhm.
Nice pick. Nice pick.
Nice.
Thank you. All right, over to Tommy for pick 5.
Yep. Pick 5. I think I'm finally just going to go ahead and get my ride off the board. I think I probably would have had it on the wraparounds. I think I have an inkling for where Brandon's going with his. But I'm going to get mine out of the way. I'm going to go with Rise of the Resistance at
Nice.
Disney Hollywood Studios. I think Rise is something that like when it came out, it like really blew people away. But since, I don't know if I think Pandora was before, but I think
Yeah.
Guardians has kind of overshadowed everything, like in talks about like premiere rides and attractions and stuff like that. But every time I ride Rise, I'm kind of reminded at like why it got the acclaim at the first place, because it is super cool. And I think my favorite part of it is how like segmented it is. You get in line and then you get onto a ship and then you get onto another ship and then you're in line again and then you're in the ride vehicle. Like having so much to do before you even get in the ride vehicle, I think is
It's crazy.
really cool and unique.
Yeah.
And it, really adds to the experience there.
No, that's a good pick. I think that for us, like I always say this, that Rise is never one that's like in my top attractions. And I don't know if it's like because I'm not like super in depth where I know lots about Star Wars. Like I feel like I know more now, but I also just think that like our first few times riding it, things just went wrong every time. That it kind of took away from the full experience. And I remember we got it like perfect one time.
Yeah.
And it was really good because like the animatronic at the end of Kylo is so good. And it's like if you get that like portion, I think it's so awesome. So yes, I think that's like a super good pick. And I think honestly that ride's become kind of underrated a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm even guilty of underrating it.
Yeah,
I feel
me
like
too.
it's something where like I don't know if on a like in the past I don't know if I would have gone out of my way to do it, but now it's something where like if I have an opportunity, it's like like let's try and sneak it in there.
Yeah, for sure.
Buck agrees with
Yeah,
Rise of the
Mark's just coming
Resistance.
in.
Hello,
Yeah,
Buck.
Buck is fired up. Yeah.
What does he
Hi,
have to
pal.
say?
Interlude from our dog.
No, but I do think like what Brandon said, that it really depends. Like it's a
Yeah.
hit or miss, because if the
Mhm.
things aren't working, then it's
Yeah.
not, it takes forever. You could not even end up on the ride. But if it goes seamlessly, it's like a long enough ride to enjoy, but it's not so long that it wastes a ton of your day.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think it's sad, like, if it is your first time riding it and, like, you either miss something or, like, then you might not even know that, like, that was supposed to happen. And it
Right.
can be a bit confusing, like, if you appear somewhere
Yeah, that's
without
fair.
going through something. I don't want to give it away. I mean, everyone, I feel like,
Has done it. Yeah.
it, but just if you haven't. Okay.
Yeah.
No, good pick.
I will go next.
Yep.
Okay, so I have two options here. I think I'll go with the meal. So I took the meal. We talked a little bit about it before, but like a holistic meal, because I'm very much like more of a snacker, but I picked an actual meal this time, so that's good. I picked one of the only meals that I eat at Disney that I like, and that is it's called Mom's Old Fashioned Pot Roast. I believe I
Oh.
wrote it down here.
Oh.
It's from 50s Prime Time.
Yep.
And the first time I had it, I was like, wow, this is so good. And I ate it so quickly. And then I thought, like, was it that good? Or was it, I was just really hungry? You know, like that sometimes happens. But we went back and yeah, I love it. It's like mashed potatoes with like a roast, gravy. It's like my 3 favorite things. So
Yeah.
it was really yummy.
That's also like I think become kind of one of our favorite places to go. I just like love both times that we went there. Like the server is hilarious and like the whole
Yes.
vibe in there. And again, like you said, it's basic kind of like comfort food, but it's like done well, like in terms of like a Disney meal that's kind of in
Yeah.
that price point. So I think that's like a super good pick for you.
Thank you.
I agree. I didn't even think of 50s prime time, and that
No.
that was like our meal growing up. That's where the only sit down restaurant we went to. But like you said, like it's a full meal. Like you can get offered a vegetable on a plate at Disney World, which is hard to come by.
Seriously.
Yeah, for a while I think I thought of it as like a gimmick restaurant almost, where like the whole allure was just like the sort of the setting and like the
That they're your cousin serving you or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
Right, yeah,
exactly. But we went pretty recently, and the food was like really, really phenomenal.
And
So
we
it
both
is.
got a clean plate sticker.
Yeah,
Yay,
it's
us
on my
too.
wallet. It's a badge of honor.
I love it. You got to wear it proudly.
Mhm.
I guess I'm next, and I got
Yeah,
back to
finishing
back
up
my
your
Yeah,
bracket
your
here.
last two, yeah.
Now, again, I'm just going to do ride last because I think that this one for my meal, and maybe we'll kind of later get to like honorable mentions at the end of like things that we kind of had. But this for me, which people may laugh, it's not even in a park. Hopefully this counts. It's at Disney Springs. Does that count?
Yeah, sure.
Disney
Yeah.
property.
Yeah, the
So
Disney
again,
trip.
I may be in the minority about this, but this is my like if I have to go to Disney tomorrow, there's one meal that I just crave. And maybe these three know what it is, but for me, it is the Chicken Guy loaded mac and
Oh,
cheese
yeah.
with garlic parm sauce in it. So I get like a side of the garlic like parm sauce and I scoop it out, put it in the mac and cheese and mix it all together and it is just so good. Heidi like doesn't agree. She thinks that it's kind of overrated, but
I think Chicken Guy is overrated, but only because I feel like every single
have it
time
often.
Brandon makes us go so many times, and then I'm like sick and tired of it because I'm someone who like can't eat the same meal over and over, and I always just get like chicken tenders and the fries. That's fine.
So like for me,
That's fine.
because I know that my last time when I did my cultural exchange program, the day that I got there, I ate like a sad turkey sandwich at Pop Century because I didn't want to leave. But this time I'm going to Disney Springs and
yeah.
my
Yeah.
dinner is going to be
Chicken Guy.
loaded mac and cheese with the garlic parm sauce. So again, not even like in a park, but to me is my favorite
It
like
counts.
go-to meal.
And the garlic parm, did it make the cut? I
was
know
gonna
they
say,
cut back
yeah,
on
they
a lot
pared
of their
back on a lot of the
sauces.
I don't know. I wasn't informed of the cutting back of
Yeah, I
sauce.
think they're back to what, 15?
They
Better
did
still
cut a
be
lot
there.
out. Yeah,
It
I
looked
think
like
that
a
garlic
little bit-
parm is a staple. I
Yeah.
would be really surprised if they cut that one, but that would be pretty devastating.
If
I
they
would be
cut
so
that
sad.
out, I wouldn't even go there because that's the only thing holding me back.
I
You
love
go
it
for
so
the
much.
sauce.
I go
It's
for
so
that
good.
one sauce.
It's the sauce boss.
That's actually so sad. But I was watching a recent like video, and yeah, someone showed the
Oh.
menu, and there was not a lot of pictures there. So
They
I
cut
don't
it
even
out,
know
yeah.
if it's even 15.
Breaking news.
Yeah,
to me.
they
I was
used to
gonna
have
say,
like
have to look
a
it up
whole
later.
wall, and now
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
just one little part of the menu.
It was too many sauces. A lot of the
Yeah.
It was
sauces
a lot.
were,
We got all of
you
them.
know,
Yeah.
I was gonna say that you guys the one time we went.
Literally
I don't know how many you
bought all
got,
of
but you got a lot of
Yeah,
sauce.
we're-
Great.
Tommy calls me a sauce queen.
Mm-hmm.
Usually the food is just a vessel to get whatever sauce it is into my body.
I'm so the
The
same.
saucy queen.
Yeah, so
Me and you
No,
were
I love
the same
sauce,
with
but there was too many sauces.
there
Way too many
was, and
sauces.
some of them were just fine. They were
Fine.
mid.
They were
Yeah.
they were
They were-
mid for sure.
So that's my meal. I'm also now going to take my ride off the
Yep.
board. And this is my second favorite behind Guardians. And I think that, again, I don't really know where this ranks for most people, but I'm going to do Tower of Terror. And I think for me, this is one that if I don't do it, I'm sad about it. And I want to do it multiple times. And I just think has so many levels to it where like the sequence is very different. Like at nighttime, it's more fun. I think it's a good rope dropper to get it done multiple times if you want, like at that park. I just think like that it's held up with like the test of time. And I hope that it never changes at Disney World and stays Tower of Terror themed because I love it so much. And it's become one of those that Heidi like loved it a lot and like you still do. But for me, it's easily my second because it's just so great and so much fun.
Yeah, that is
Little
one where like
spooky.
I feel like it used to be my like original favorite ride, and it
Yeah.
still is like in my top favorite. But now you're the one who's always like,
Oh.
we have to ride it, and we ride it like so many times.
Because
which
it's
is fun.
just like I find that there's certain things at Disney where you experience it alongside people for the first time. And that is
Mhm.
one of those rides that when you're on there with like first timers, it is so funny to me and so fun and just adds like for me to the experience of that ride.
That's true.
I was gonna add to that too that it's one that I love riding with you guys. Like like whenever we're like vlogging, what like Heidi and I both have our cameras, and then every
Yeah.
time we turn it and like look, and it's just like there's some rides that are great and fun, but you don't really experience it together.
Yeah.
And I think that Tower of Terror, like you're all sitting in a line, you can see each other's reactions, like
Yes.
hear each other's screaming and laughing. That it's like such like a good group ride.
Yeah, it's
That's
got
so
such
true.
great like classic Imagineering sort of drapings on
Yes.
it as well. Like it could just be kind of like a standard drop ride, but the way that they get you to the shoot and
Yeah.
sort of the Twilight Zone theming around it, I think is really effective and super unique now that everything else is sort of you know become a lot more IP focused for
Yeah.
something to be based on an IP from like the 60s or whatever. is good stuff, and it's got that little spooky factor, which is always fun.
Yes, and I want to touch on one more thing. My favorite thing of this ride, which I will say, because every time that I watch a vlog, is at the point where the elevator kind of like shakes up and down, and your whole body is just like flubbering around, jiggling. I think it's like the funniest thing ever for me when it happens to me. I'm like, this has to be so funny on a vlog that people are just like seeing my body flubber around on this like elevator. I just think is so funny.
Oh, too good.
Oh,
And
goodness.
that's my rant on Tower of Terror.
Yes.
No, it's good. It's good backing. Good reason to love it.
That is funny. It is objectively very
Flubbering
funny.
is a good way to
Flubbering.
talk about it.
I like the adverb that you're using there.
Yes. Okay. Is this my last pick? I think.
Yep,
Yep.
your final
Oh,
pick. You've got a
goodness. Okay.
snack left.
I have a snack, and I don't even know if this is a snack. Like, it's not really, but I'm just.
I'm looking at it on your page, and it's a good snack.
Okay.
Are you reading the same? Because I wrote two snacks.
Oh,
down.
maybe not, maybe, but it's one that I would have picked. Is the one that I
Yeah,
read.
it's not.
Okay.
It's not that.
Okay.
I'm talking about a snack. I'm not a snack. Okay. Don't look at my page, please. So my thing that I'm picking is actually a slushy drink.
Okay.
I think that's a snack.
I think
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a rum blossom from
Nice.
Pongu Pongu.
Mm.
Good pick.
Because
Definitely.
that is one thing that like I think about, like, oh my gosh, I actually want that. And
Have
like
to get it.
I have to get it on every trip. And it's at Animal Kingdom and I love it. So I'm
Well,
picking that.
it's in Pandora.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Pangu, a very
Stays
Pandora
with
list.
it.
No, it's
I
got the
know.
little bubbles on it. It's practically food. Like it's
Yeah,
You
is.
can
definitely.
chew part of it.
yeah, you can
You
chew.
can.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's-
Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm picking it. I'm sticking with it.
I'll
it
get to
has
your
a-
other one later.
Yeah, I have another
When we
one.
do honorable mentions, I'll get to that one. But
I don't know if I
Yeah.
ever would have thought to go that route, but I think that's a really good pick, especially for like the last
you.
overall pick. Like I think, yeah, Rum
And
Blossom
it
is
does
awesome.
have a non-alcoholic companion, which
Mhm.
is just a night blossom, which is
Yeah.
just
Also,
a rum
good.
blossom is just a night blossom plus rum. Just
Also
if
good.
you need some context for that, or you're not a drinker.
Yeah.
it's like a multicolored slushy with like little boba almost pearls,
Yep,
right? Or
like
whatever.
popping
Popping
boba.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they give you a big straw to drink it out of,
Mhm.
which I just love. So
It is a paper straw though, so
Yeah. Womp
It's
womp.
got a little bit more integrity to it though, because it is
does.
made for inhaling boba.
Boba.
So it does have a little bit more structure than like the classic paper straw that melts in your drink.
true. And it's like the only straw I think that I don't bite. Now that I think about it.
And also Heidi one time got yelled at. We almost left
Oh, yeah,
Animal Kingdom.
it was
She was
Oh, yeah.
carrying it. And it was like
it
Heidi.
was so an accident.
Heidi, I'm pretty sure, had 2 rum blossoms that day and was again like from
Wandered out of the
city,
park.
tried to leave
wandering
for a
out of the
second,
park,
yeah.
and they were like, "No,
They
no,
were
no."
like, ma'am, you can't bring that out. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't even think. Like, I'm like, we're at Disney. There's no rules here. I'm like, I'm walking out with my
I'm on
drink.
vacation time, baby.
Yeah.
And
And,
then
I
we had
was
to
like
stop
so
and you had
sad
to
and I did
chug
chug
it.
it, but it was still good. Still enjoyed it.
still
But yeah.
Yeah,
delicious.
you
Mhm.
give it
And
a
like
shot.
you forget like the first sip, there's alcohol in it. And then
Yes.
you just kind of forget because it's delicious and sweet and colorful. It doesn't
Exactly.
seem like
The second 80% is indistinguishable from a night blossom. 'cause,
Yeah.
You're just really feeling it.
Seriously.
all right. Last pick for Tommy.
My last pick, meet and greet. Like I
Mhm.
think I mentioned off the top, this is probably where I struggled the most.
Yep.
So I tried to go with a unique one that I think is really fun, even though it's not one I do super often. But it is Donald, specifically Sombrero Donald,
Yes.
outside of the pyramid in the Mexico Pavilion at Epcot. Hilarious outfit, not hilarious, but it's hilarious seeing Donald in
Yes.
like garb like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I think whenever he's dressed up in something that's not like his sailor suit, I find it so funny.
So
He's
cute.
got a sombrero and like a poncho on. He's really good. I saw a nice touching picture online of a guy like on his opening day, like 40 years ago with Donald, and then 40 years later with the same.
Oh,
Yeah, Mexico
Wow.
Donald is good stuff. Yeah, but yeah,
love
I
that.
think anytime you get a Fab Five character in
Out of their dress.
out of their usual
Yes.
garb.
Yeah,
I'm sort of
agree.
a sucker for that.
I agree.
Yeah, that was my other one on my list because I've
You
only
love
met
that.
him twice, and I met him like my first trip to Disney, like as a child. I was in high school, and like I love that interaction so much. I remember he like kissed my hand and all these things, and it was like so cute. And then we went back the last time we met him again, and I always get mad at Brandon about this because he didn't film it. He filmed the whole interaction, but then at the end, Donald was like taking my ears and stuff, and then he like kissed my head, and we missed
Aw.
it on film. But it was like so cute because it was like
It
the
was
same
really
thing
good.
that happened like way back when, and I was like, this is so sweet. So that is a great pick, Tommy,
Great pick.
in my opinion.
Good. I'm glad that it landed. I was afraid it was gonna be
Yeah,
like, oh, yeah,
no,
sure.
that
Yeah,
was
he
on
has a
my
sombrero on,
radar.
sombrero. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Last pick of the draft.
all right. Last pick. I've got my show. It was easy because you guys took shows first, so I didn't
Yeah.
have to kind of hold on to any. I had a couple here. Festival of Fantasy was my first one, so
Mhm.
that one got stolen out from underneath of me. But the one I'm going with is a little bit obscure, and I think that some people may have never seen it before, but it does still exist. They have times on the website still. It's the electrical water pageant.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
if you are going on the ferry back to Ticket and Transportation, you can pass it on your way in if you're leaving Magic Kingdom at night.
Good one.
And it has like the little
Oh,
serpents that
yes.
come out, and it's got all the different like light up floats, kind of like a flotilla kind of thing. But it's just something that I remember when I was a kid seeing it like exhausted after a full day of Disney, and it's just so magical on the way home.
Yeah, that's definitely something I saw as a kid, and then like as I got older, I thought it was just like a fever dream that wasn't really real. And then
Yeah.
like riding the monorail or something, I saw the floats, and I was like, oh my god, it is real.
does exist.
Yeah, it does exist. Exactly. Yeah,
That's
Nice
a good
pick.
pick. That's like an underrated.
Seriously, very underrated hidden
underrated.
gem, I
You?
think.
Mm-hmm.
definitely
So-
on my radar. Yeah.
So Haley, I will read all of our
Yep.
lists, and then everybody can let us know, like in the comments, somewhere on Insta, or yes, the comments on YouTube. You can let us know, I guess, maybe by message on like Instagram, or if
Yeah,
there's
you
a
can
way
DM
on
us for sure.
podcast, send us a DM.
Wherever you want to.
Wherever you want to let us know if you're
Just leave
very
it
like
wherever.
opinionated
We'll
about
see
who
it.
has the best. But then we can kind of talk about some ones that maybe didn't get mentioned, or like
Honorable
honorable
mentions,
mentions
yeah.
at the end that we each had for each category. So Haley, take it away.
Yeah. So I will actually start with Brandon. I'll go backwards. Brandon's perfect Disney day, based on what he could get. The ride was Tower of Terror. His show was Boo to You. His meet and greet was the Mickey in the Epcot where the shorts are back there.
Mhm.
His store is the Emporium. The meal is a chicken guy, loaded mac and cheese with garlic parm
With-
sauce.
Important.
Yeah,
note.
important
Which
note.
let's cross our fingers and toes that it still is there.
Seriously, oh my
Yeah.
god.
Guy didn't take it off the list. And then his favorite snack is popcorn in his popcorn buckets.
Checks out.
How do you feel about that day, Brandon?
Like, I think that it kind of seems maybe basic on the surface, but for me is so many good things. Of course, my ideal day would have been like a little bit different if I could just pick anything, but I think all things considered, I think that I got some hidden heavy hitters like
agree.
Boo to You and popcorn that maybe like on the surface seem simple, but I'm very happy with my list.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a good day. All right, Heidi, your day. Your ride would be Flight of Passage. Your show is Phantasmic. You would like to meet and greet and hoedown with Big Al.
Yes.
Your store was Wind Traders.
Mhm.
Meal was a pot roast from 50s Prime Time, and your snack was a rum blossom that you have to stay in the parks with.
Yeah, you can't leave with the snack.
Dang,
Yeah.
what a good day. Seriously.
I have to say that those are all my top picks. Like,
Wow.
Whoa,
yeah.
a
It's a
perfect
successful
draft.
then,
So
yeah.
yeah, I'm very content with it. Can't complain.
Wow, good GM over here.
Honestly. All right, Tommy, your ride is Rise of the Resistance. Show is Festival of Fantasy at our favorite spot.
Mhm.
Don't take it.
Yeah, please don't.
Meet and greet is Donald next to the Mexico Pavilion in his poncho and sombrero.
Yeah.
Your store is the port of entry, maybe one of those stores.
Yeah.
Think it's the port of
That's
entry.
The better one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Later to be amended if I chose the wrong one.
You're going to eat poke nachos as your meal, and your snack is the I Lava You float.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that day. The second pick was tough for me. I was kind of torn between Flight of Passage and Festival of Fantasy. But when I think about like my perfect Disney day, it's standing in our spot, watching the parade with an I Love You float. So I had to get all the components to that, or else it wouldn't have felt like the perfect day.
Nice. It's a good day. All right. And my perfect day, I almost got all my top picks. I only got one that wasn't a top pick, but I went 1-1 with Guardians, Cosmic Rewind, and Epcot as my ride. My show is the Electrical Water Pageant. My meet and greet is Donald at the Dino Bash. My store is the Trading Post in Animal Kingdom. My meal is the fruit and Nutella waffle from Sleepy Hollow Refreshments. And my snack is the candied bacon skewer from Westward Ho in Frontierland.
Nice.
Nice list. You happy with that?
I'm happy with it. I am. My only one that I didn't get was my show. So the rest I've
Okay.
got to be happy with. It was part of
Yeah.
my perfect day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very nice.
Amazing.
So those are the lists. You can, like I said, let us know with a DM or a comment here what day that you like, or maybe some options that you would have picked if you were doing this draft with us in the squad room here. But maybe we can quickly touch on maybe some things that were on the list, like for you for different categories, or that you were like shocked that wasn't taken. We can kind of maybe go through each kind of quickly of like each
Sure.
category with like ride, if there was anything to start off of that was on your list.
Yeah, I had a ride that is almost why I didn't go ride 1-1. My ride was Toy Story Mania.
Oh
Good
wow,
one.
that wasn't even on
Mm.
my radar.
neither.
Yeah, I had
Yeah.
Slinky Dog though, so in the same neighborhood. I like Slinky Dog Dash quite a bit. So if everybody else got taken up on my top 4, that's kind of was going to be my fallback.
Did you have anything else, Heidi, on yours, or you were
No, I had Flight of Passage, Guardians, and Tower, like as like those are my go-tos.
nice? My only other one that wasn't mentioned was Runaway Railway, which is one of my
Figured
favorites.
that
That's a good
was-
one too.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a good
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, would be on my list. But again, I think that we kind of got all of like the heavy, like big ones out of the way for sure that most people would probably pick. For snack, I don't really like. There wasn't really anything on my radar except for the popcorn. I had hoped that nobody would take it.
I have
Yeah,
a
that's where I was with bacon. I put one thing down.
Oh, I had snacks for days. So I'll take
Go
it.
ahead.
Makes sense. I love
Yeah.
it. Snack guy.
Oh, sorry.
Hey,
I don't know how to stop it.
Haley has this fun little thing where she can like do some audio mixing, and
She
there
can
was some
DJ.
music for you.
Impromptu.
Yeah,
dance
that
party.
was accidental, but I am
Yeah,
also
casual.
excited to hear your snacks.
Yeah.
So
So one of
That
my,
was the
and this was
intro.
the one that was really tough for me, but it is rotating. It's the cookie ice cream sandwich that you get from Dino Bite.
I'm so sorry.
again.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I keep trying to mute myself.
Casual. It's fine. It's totally
is
casual.
totally
It's
casual.
totally fine.
Okay.
It's just having a casual
That was
conversation.
not a bit. That was accidental.
Yeah, but the cookie ice cream sandwich, but it is rotating, and some of them are better than the others. Like the first one I had was a strawberry shortcake, and that was awesome. But the most recent was just like a double chocolate chip cookie sandwich with vanilla ice cream. Still good, not as awesome. I also had the pineapple upside down cake from Aloha
good one.
Isle. That's another sort of parade staple. If I'm feeling lava-u'd out, or if the line over at Sunshine Tree is too long, I'll go pineapple upside down cake. And then I also had things are going crazy over here.
For
It's a lot of
anyone,
technical.
for anyone who's not watching on YouTube,
Buck has
just-
joined.
He's joined.
Plowed
He's
through.
he's
He's
hopped
taken
up on the
over.
couch, and he's looking for a mic.
Well, Buck has spilled my coffee all over our carpet. He has knocked down the ring light that we had up. And now he is just joining the podcast.
Yeah.
So
And
Podcast is
to add to the
valuable.
drama, our computer's almost dead as well.
So we're
Wonderful.
Just gonna
Okay,
plug it
I'll be
in.
quick. And then I
All
had
right.
a pulled pork jelly donut sandwich as another snack.
that's a
Very
great
nice.
one.
I had just one quick snack here to add. This is something that maybe people didn't think of, but the roasted nuts.
Mm, yeah.
Epcot.
Yes.
I don't know what they're called.
They're good. They're
Chestnuts
goaded, is what
roasted
they
by
are.
an open fire, but not chestnuts.
Oh, they are
um,
so good. I can't believe that wasn't on my list at all.
I know. When we were talking earlier, that's what I was writing down when you're trying to sneak.
And you can
sneak a
get those
peek.
all year round now, not just the holidays.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So,
Those are huge.
those are very
Good
yummy.
pick. I'm gonna kind of, I guess, go to the next one here. Maybe we can get our charger while we're
Should I
doing
get
this.
the charger?
Yeah,
I'll get
but
the charger. Be right back.
I was kind of stunned, which maybe not with this crowd, but I think in general for like nighttime show that Happily Ever After wasn't taken. But I guess we're just not the Happily Ever After crowd,
know.
which
I've
I
never
think-
seen it either. So
Give
yeah,
me
like, I think-
Harmonious or give me
Wait, Tommy's
nothing.
never seen it?
we were gonna see it, and then we went to Phantasmic instead.
we did.
Have
we
you seen it?
we audible and
That
we were like,
was-
no, we'd rather just.
Has
run
Haley
back
seen
to
it?
Phantasmic.
I have.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
we-
Tommy, you haven't seen
we-
it. Wow.
We decided that
Yes.
we would go see Phantasmic once
Oh,
again
you're moving
instead
everything.
of doing Happily Ever After.
Yeah, the
Wow.
plan all day was to do Happily Ever After, and then we got down to it, and we're kind of like, would we rather just do Phantasmic? We're like, yeah, and then we just.
That's
So-
crazy.
So I just think for people who are listening or viewing this, we're not like Happily Ever After haters. I just
No.
don't think that it's our favorite. Like in terms of other shows, like if Harmonious was still at like at Epcot, I would rank
Mhm.
like Happily Ever After like easily third for
My
me.
1-1 would have been Harmonious if it was still on the
Yeah.
table at all.
And I might be a Happily Ever
Harmonious.
After hater. I haven't done it yet. To be
That's fair.
determined.
Yeah,
And
I think
then-
that for me, Magic Kingdom nighttime shows don't hit as hard because getting out of the park is so hard.
True.
It just like creates a little bit of anxiety around all of it. I think it's super crowded. So I think that I definitely lean towards the other parks' nighttime spectaculars.
I thought about doing Let the Magic Begin, which is like the park open
Yeah.
kickoff little show. I think that's super fun, and it's also fun like when you're like getting ready to rope drop or something like that, and then you hear the fireworks go off. You're like, oh yeah. So like even if you don't watch it, you still get to experience a little bit, elsewhere.
Yeah, I had the Mickey's Magical Friendship Fair on mine
That's a good
as
one.
well.
That one's good too.
Yeah, I had the Adventure Friends Cavalcade, which is like the underrated little like shorter parade at like 5 or 6 o'clock
Mhm.
or whatever, which
Yeah.
has
I've heard
all of
it's
my
great. I
faves,
wouldn't know.
Genie and Nick and Judy and stuff. But yeah,
Yeah,
like I just
Miguel's
think
in
for
there.
us, there's like Phantasmic and Harmonious. I think just have again where like the castle, you have to be like in front of the castle, which is cool. I just think that like Fantasmic, you can sit down. Harmonious has like a bigger space where you can watch it like around the whole lagoon when that was a thing. We haven't checked out Luminous, which is the new show yet. Haven't even seen anything about it, but yeah, just wanted to bring up that again, why people like are screaming into their like car. Why is Happily Ever After not being taken? We just maybe don't hit the same with that for us.
And the song is great. Like I think
Really
that the audio of it, like I would listen to that in my car, but I don't. It's just not something I'm choosing to watch at night.
No, it's fair. So, and then for meet and greet, I only had some that were like party times that I've had with like the Genie and Nick and Judy, but I also wanted to throw one in there, which was like a memory for me of meeting a character, which is when Haley met Chip at whatever like resort that was.
Yeah,
and
where
it's in the
were we?
vlog.
We were at Caribbean Beach
Riviera.
Resort, I believe.
Yes, Caribbean Beach, and it was.
I wasn't
like,
there, so I don't know why I'm talking.
Haley.
I was
Haley
so
met
awkward.
him, like, and had the camera, and it was like honestly, the whole thing was like that. Haley was gonna film me to meet Chip because I was becoming a cast member, but then he just went like full
He
in on
ignored
Haley.
Brandon. And
Yeah,
loved
he
Haley.
felt my uncomfortableness and was like, "Yep, that's the one. That's who I'm going to talk to." So I am just so awkward, and I just ask him like, "How are you doing? How are you doing?"
It is so good. It is worth a watch if you can check that vlog. It's so
And
funny.
this is an unintentional
A
Haley
dig at
faux
me.
pas.
I know.
But I also had on my list the Safari Mickey and Minnie at
I
Animal
punched
Kingdom.
his head
I
off.
think it's the best box camera one, but it also makes me smile thinking about my wife just
punched-
punching
yeah, I-
Mickey Mouse in the
I
face.
did. It was not on purpose. I went to give him a hug, and I don't know, my depth perception was off, and I knocked
Spun
his head right around.
And then Haley's
And-
like, "Are you good?" And me and like
Oh
I
my
think that we're
God.
still talking to Minnie about something about like putting a ring on it. Like none of us knew what was really going
No,
on.
we had
Except
any
for
idea,
me
and
in
she's
full
panicking.
panic.
So funny.
That's so funny. Yeah.
It
Were
was
there
not
anybody
my.
else's or were
Just
there-
I had-
five.
I had one more.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, meeting Pooh Bear in the UK because he's
Good
in
one.
Christopher Robin's like bedroom back
Good one.
there. I think that it was on mine just
Yeah.
because of
Mhm.
the setting that you can experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I've never done that. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I also
Cool.
think underrated one as well is when you do like the fireworks though, like the princesses kind of roam behind where the
Oh,
carousel is. That's a really
yes.
fun experience. I will say that it's just like pretty crowded, so sometimes they're not there for long,
Mhm.
but like it's honestly one of the most magical things that you can do to see like Rapunzel, Cinderella, and Tiana and other princesses like walk around and like admire the fireworks. I think is really really cool.
I also, side note, I didn't have this written down, but I also like meeting Mary Poppins because
That's a good one.
I loved Mary Poppins growing up, and yeah, what last we met her, she was like so funny. She was like, "Stand up straight," and then I was like, "Oh my gosh, okay."
Terrible
Always super
posture.
good,
Yeah.
It was cute.
And then like in terms of store, there's only like a couple other ones on my radar. I don't know if anybody else has some like ones to mention for store or if
Mine were
Yeah, go ahead. What do you have?
well, so mine, like I love Creation Shop at Epcot. It's kind of I guess like the Emporium like of Epcot. I just think that it's very cool and they're very big. Everything's like laid out very well, and I do like that store a lot. I like always kind of cut through there to go to Guardians, so then I feel like I end up just like browsing in there. But my like underrated one is the Dino Land store when you come out of Dinosaur, where they have like the little train up at the top
Oh,
going
yeah.
around, and there's like the knickknacks of all of like the dino stuff. Even if like the merch in there is maybe not the best for like variety,
Mhm.
like we always have to stop in there and we browse. And I just like love to like look at the like aesthetic and the decor of that store. So that's one there for me.
Yeah, I think that's a
Yeah,
great one.
They'll occasionally have good stuff like by the exit doors as well. I think there's occasionally some
Mhm.
stuff that's worth looking at. Yeah, I had Celebrity 5 and Dime as well.
Good one.
Mostly for the pins. I think that they usually have like pins and magic bands. If you
bands.
need
Yes.
one, like a specific one of those, you can usually find it there, which is,
sure.
is nice to fall back on.
Yeah, I also had one at Hollywood Studios. It's the Legends of Hollywood, which is right
Yeah.
next to the best bathrooms in Disney World.
Yes.
But yeah, so that I feel like always has some pretty good clothes that are not typical to find elsewhere.
For sure. I'll toss one in there just because I worked there. But the Fantasmic little store is one of the only places to get Fantasmic specific or Sorcerer Mickey stuff. So if that's your vibe,
Gotta
Yeah,
go
go
see
there.
Fantasmic. Go see
yeah, gotta
Brandon.
go.
Mhm.
Hopefully.
Maybe. Yes, exactly. And then our last one, I guess, is meal. There was nothing really else on my radar because I was just so passionate about Chicken Guy. But
Yeah, I had one more.
I had a couple things.
I had a Ronto wrap on there.
Oh, I didn't
Good
see
one.
that. That's so
Nice.
good.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
mine.
that's a
So
good one.
Yeah, I had the bread service from Sanaa. I'm a sucker for the bread
Ooh, good
service. I put down Nomad Lounge, but I think the menu's too rotating to really hone in on one thing. Like we've had good mac and cheese there. The bread service is like fine, like it's good, but not as good as Sanaa. And then I also had a couple things from Toledo, which was like one of the
real
best.
good.
Yeah, one of the best
Oh,
meals I've
so
ever had on
good.
property.
And that's at
It's
Coronado
the Grand
Springs.
Casino Tower at Coronado Springs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
The marinated hanger steak was really good, as well as the charred octopus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we were
And-
branching Brandon out on his
Mhm, that's
food
another
taste a
one.
little bit there.
Yeah,
Even
I was
the-
gonna say whatever that tomato bread.
Tomato
was.
bread. Yeah, the tomato bread was good too.
Notoriously not a lover of tomato, Brandon.
At all. I literally will pick tomato like out of anything. Like even if they're, I don't even know what I would pick it out of. Like
Even like on nachos, if they're just like in a
I'm like in a salsa,
salsa.
not a fan at all. But
Mhm.
that like was literally this toasted bread covered in like sort of mushed up tomato, and it was just incredible and so
It was
good.
so
It was
good.
awesome. Yeah, I forgot all about that. It was so good.
That's a good one.
I have a few.
Yeah, go
but
for
mine
it.
will be quick. They're like my go-tos, but the reason I didn't pick them is because they could be classified as snacks, perhaps. I don't know.
True.
So I picked North Carolina chop. What did I write here?
She's reading.
No, exact. North Carolina chopped smoked pork butt platter from Regal Eagle.
Good
I
one.
believe that is the full name.
Yeah.
It's like so cheap and you get so much good food. Love that. That is at American Pavilion Epcot.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I also have Woody's Lunchbox grilled cheese and tomato
That's
soup.
where I thought you were going with
Me
yours
too.
earlier.
I will sweat and stand there and eat that in a warm summer day at Disney. It just like makes the trip for me. People probably, yeah, I don't know if they can relate, but love that. And then I also didn't write it down, but it's in my head. Flame Tree Barbecue.
Good one.
Love it. The mac and cheese. I don't know, but the pulled pork. You
Yeah.
can see a trend here. So
I also have a couple now that I think about it is
Okay.
like corn dog nuggets. I know it's kind of basic, but that's just so like quintessential to me,
yeah.
even if it's not quality. And this is like a subtle pick of one item. But when I went to Crystal Palace, the churro waffle is so good, which is maybe not like a meal or a snack. I guess it's like part of a meal, but that was just like one Disney food item that's again so basic. But I took a bite and it was just like, this is worth the price of admission.
Yeah,
Right here for this.
we've joked about hey mistering people and just like going up to people with reservations at
plastic
Crystal
bag.
Palace and be like, hey, like I'll give you $10 if you bring out a bag of
Seriously.
Tiki Wood waffles. Yeah,
That's so funny.
They are so good. And then I guess kind of one other one for me was like the buffalo chicken grilled cheese at
Yeah,
ABC
you love
Commissary.
that.
I really do love that as well.
ABC Commissary is good. Yeah,
Yeah, that's a silent.
it's a good like fallback
killer,
to
I
like when
think.
everything else is packed, just slide in there, get some air conditioning, get some food.
So those are the draft lists and kind of some like hidden or like underrated or just not mentioned ones that we had on our list. You can, of course, like I said, let us know any that you would have, whose list was better, all that kind
If
of
we
fun
missed
stuff.
any major ones that
Yeah.
are just
I'm
glaring
sure we
mistakes.
did. Yeah, I'm positive that we
Yes,
did.
if you're like, how do you guys not have happily ever after? Like I said, that's going to be a big one. I'm already ready for it, which is
Probably, yeah.
fine. But yeah, this was like a super fun episode doing a draft. And if you want to stay tuned next week, we are going to rank the like attractions in Magic Kingdom, which is going to be so fun. Lots of attractions. We're going to kind of do probably each park at some point, and we thought we'd
Yep.
got to start off with Magic Kingdom. So stay tuned for us to rank all those. But if you enjoyed this and want to be a part of the squad, be sure to come back next week and go find us on Instagram and YouTube and all that stuff linked in like the little show notes.
Mhm.
But yeah, thanks for hanging out with us, and we hope you all have a great rest of your week.
See ya.
Bye.